Hey, this is Ready Dude, and last time I played Sonic Robo 2, I tried to figure out how many rings are required to beat the game of Sonic. The number I reached is 64, but that was only for Sonic. There are other characters with different abilities that can really affect the amount of rings we need, and today we're covering Tails. However, it turns out that there were a lot of mistakes I made in the last video, and multiple rings that I thought that were unskippable that can actually be avoided. So before we go over Tails, let's make some corrections to the Sonic video. To start, Green Flower Act 2's set of 3 yellow springs are unavoidable, but we can avoid some of the rings by curving around them, and the best I can get was 9 rings, lowering our total to 58. After that, we can carefully use this spring to take the top path in the open area, which means we can skip the 3 rings near the end as well, which means our total is brought down to 55. Arid Canyon has a lot of improvements to make. At the beginning of Act 1, we can jump on top of these boxes so that we only need to collect 3 rings instead of 4, so that our total is 54. Then, use the springs to go here and grab a tornado shield, which you need. When the path splits, take the left path instead of the right. You'll come across a slope with rings at the top, so we don't want that, but if you go down instead, you'll find a whirlwind with rings on it, so we can't use that either. Luckily, we have a tornado shield, I hope. So, roll into the slope at an angle and jump at the perfect time so that you preserve your upwards momentum while still being able to use the tornado shield to jump onto another platform off to the side. That sounds complicated, but it's a lot more simple than it sounds. Now we can go on top and avoid the whirlwind, but uh-oh, rings. If we move to the side as we hit the spring, we will still collect 3 rings, but this is less than the 4 rings we take on the right path, leaving our total at 53. All of that was for just 1 ring. And then there's Act 2's minecart section. You see, thanks to an extremely precise jump, we can skip part of it and avoid 6 rings, which means that our count is 47 rings. Our last improvement is in Egg Rock Zone Act 1. The left path is the one we took last time and required 14 rings, but if we take the right path that I always forget about, we can lower that number by a lot. 1 ring is required to enter a tunnel, and we will need a tornado shield so that we can dodge the last ring in a set of them that you have to collect after bouncing off a spring. But if we move to the side, we can dodge the last one and using the tornado shield still clear the jump, which means that we only need 5 rings to complete the stage, which means our final updated count for Sonic is actually 38 rings. This is almost half the original count, so whoops! Seems like I made a lot of mistakes last time. If there's any way we can make this count even lower, let me know in the comments. But with that out of the way, it's time to see how many rings it takes to beat this game as Tails. Now, here's the thing. My series on this game where I couldn't collect any rings at all, which predated this series, had me playing as Tails, and in that series' finale, we got all the way to Arid Canyon Act 2's minecart section without collecting any rings at all. So I don't really have a reason to cover any of the stages before. So, if you want to see my playthrough of the game as Tails leading up to Arid Canyon's minecart section, then check out the Sonic Robo 2 Minimum Ring Challenge playlist on my channel. And so with that, we continue to where that series left off at Arid Canyon Act 2's minecart section. As with Sonic, we need 9 rings to beat this section, but thanks to the whatever it's called, but it lets you take 2 extra hits before losing its shield, I was actually able to do it this time. When I made the Sonic video, I only theorized that 15 rings are required, but this time I did a perfect minecart section where I only collected the 9 rings required, so it's been proven by a human being this time. The boss doesn't matter, so we just beat it up. Red Volcano Zone, like with Sonic, doesn't require any rings. It's way easier now that we are Tails as well, but I was recording this pretty late at night and was very tired, and I think I was starting to go insane. Da 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 By this point, I was about 2 hours into the recording, so it's understandable. But after that, we can enter Egg Rock Zone with only 9 rings on our count. Egg Rock Zone is hard as usual. We take the right path in Act 1 and mostly just fly past everything easy peasy. We still need 1 ring to enter the tunnel so that our count is 10, but that is all we need as we can just fly over everything else. Act 2 basically goes the same way as it did for Sonic. We need 1 ring to hit the switch, and 9 rings when we go through a tunnel. We can fly over most difficult stuff after that, and laugh in the face of the disappearing platforms. Our total count after this stage is 20 rings. Black Core's race against Metal Sonic is easy with Tails, as there are so many possible shortcuts with the power of flight. We figuratively destroy him in Act 1's race, and then literally destroy him in Act 2's battle. And from there, you know how it goes. We fight Robotnik / Eggman, I don't really know, in Act 3, but he doesn't matter, so we just beat him up. The game is over, and our final count as Tails is only 20 rings, so wow, that is very low. I know this challenge as Tails seems very short and easy compared to Sonic, but those 18 rings that we needed as Sonic that we don't need as Tails is mostly stuff like springs that have rings on them, and a lot of the other sections of Sonic Challenge that were so hard were that way because you couldn't just fly over it all. If you think you know a way to lower the required ring count, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this and want to see more. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, I get it, try again. You know, how many characters even are there? Surely it can't be too many. Let's see, there's Sonic, Tails, yeah, I already did those two. Okay, then there's Knuckles, that doesn't seem too bad. Oh wait, there's Amy as well, okay. Then there's Fang, and then... Okay, so it seems like I got some work to do, but those characters are for another video or 2, or 3 or 4. So, for now, goodbye peoples.